so this is a review that I've been meaning to do for a while, and never really got around to it, but figured I'd finally do it now. This is something that's really nostalgic for me, and really kind of, whoops, my plasma cutter just fell over and knocked over my Halo mini-mates. But this is something that's, these have been with me since I was a little kid, and they've always been some of my favorite things that I've ever owned, and I figured it'd be cool to do a video on them. These are Mario Brothers plushes. I got these at an arcade where I had to do some sort of like claw grabby the thing. You know what I'm talking about. Those games where you have to grab the things with the claw. So that's where I got these. I also had Wario, but time has not been so kind to Wario, and I would rather not show Wario in this video. I don't know how many other figures or how many other plushes there were, or who they were, but if I remember correctly, there might have been a Toad, Peach, and Bowser. Now, these plushes were probably made around the time of, what do you call it, Mario 64 and the first Mario Party games. So these are quite old, and they are definitely some of the best things from the from my childhood. First, I'll talk about Yoshi. Yoshi's not one of my favorite characters from the Mario franchise, but I definitely really like this plush just because of how awesome it is and how just accurate it is to the games. Now, with all these figures, and I keep calling these figures, but they're plushes. With all these plushes, since they're so old, there are parts missing, stickers peeled off. But here, there used to be a kind of, what would you call that? I don't know, just a little thing showing who made this, what they were from, but as a kid, I decided to cut them off because they didn't look good on the figures, so that's why that's not there. So his eyes are on a sticker. You could see even part of his, I guess they would be his eyelids are part of the sticker. His eyes are just a nice black and white. He's got his little nostrils there. He definitely looks different than what he looks like now. Like, he looks a lot more simple, whereas he kind of looks more like this now. His nose is a bit bigger, and his eyes are kind of not really on his head. And here, that's what they are now. You can see the differences. Also, the green is a little lighter. On the top of his head here, he has this little thing, which is where the keychain would hook onto. Which these figures were kind of plush keychains. You'd hook the keychain in there, and you could just put it on a bag, put it on your key, I don't know, key ring, whatever. So here he's got these stubby little hands. They're kind of just weird looking. I don't like the hands. They're, like I said, they're just a little stubby, kind of weird. His legs, he's wearing these little red little booties. I believe now they are more brownish than red. Let's bring in the newer Yoshi again. You can see here that they are in fact browner now. His feet kind of just stick just right down, so they give him a little more problems if you try and stand the figure up. See, I keep calling it figure, just pardon that. You can't really have him displayed too well because he'll just keep falling over. But if you try hard enough, you can just get him in this little sitting down pose. He won't look as good, but it's still fine. So, on his back, he has these little, I guess you could say that they're just little spikes. They are orange when now they are a little more red. You'd see there. But yeah, they go all the way down to around here, and then here is where a sticker used to be for his shell. Again, bring him in, that's where it would be. So yeah, it used to be there because these figures are so old. They started peeling, I'd say about 3 years after I first got this. That is when it probably fell off or so. There's all kinds of hairs on these guys, which is what I'm trying to take off. I don't know why they're on there. But yeah, that you could see even the glue where it was held on to. So yeah, the figure looked, the plush looked much better with the sticker on. But, I mean, it doesn't really detract too much. Now he's... Whoops. Here's his tail. It is a bit longer than how it looks now. Again, I will bring in this Yoshi. His tail is a little shorter, a little pointier now. But, yeah, that's what it looks like now. And this is what it is back then. So that's Yoshi. He's definitely a great plush. He's not the best out of the 3 that I have now. Yeah, he's definitely the weakest, but that's not saying much because it's still a really great plush. So here is Mario, or as he was originally known, Wing Cap Mario. Again, as a kid, I cut off his wings, because I wanted just a regular Mario. I think he does look better without the wings, but his pose is a little different. Like with the wings, this is how he would normally be, like he's flying, like in Mario 64, you know, all that jazz. But you could still get him to stand up kind of straight. He'll just be looking up. So yeah, this plush is definitely based on Mario 64. Whereas the others, I'm not quite sure, because Luigi wasn't in Mario 64. Neither was Wario. But, yeah. Here is his face. His mustache is kind of painted or patterned onto his face. He does not have a mouth, unless you count that line there, but that's not what that is. You got these stickers here. I'll just flip that open. Stickers here, which are supposed to indicate his eyes. They look great. They're really big. Very classic Mario. His eyebrows are there too. Nice hair. I really love this plush. He's got the M again. He's got that to put the keychain on. Since I did clip them off, they do leave the little white marks on there, but that's okay. His costume looks really great, even if the overalls are a bit darker than what they looked like in the time that these were released. If it was the Mario 64 era, because his suspenders were a bit lighter. Got the little buttons there, very cool. Really love this. He's got his brown boots. Since the figure is old, his nose is coming off. I have to sew that on. I would really hate it if I ever lost that nose. So as I said before, this is Wing Cap Mario, so he can't stand up too well, but he can kind of sit down if you fold his legs back and kind of have him like that, but he is a little more difficult to prop up. Like if you want to display him. He'll just keep kind of falling over and whatnot. I'll do a little size comparison. Here is Mario, and here is a Mario from, I believe, what, Wendy's? Where is this? Doesn't say anywhere, but I think it was from Wendy's. He's just a bit taller than that Mario. But yeah, I really love this plush. It's definitely, like I said, all these are really pretty much my favorite things, or some of my favorite things that I've ever had in my possession. And I love them. Last, but certainly not least, is Luigi, my favorite of the plushes. Not only is he my favorite plush, he's also my favorite Mario character, so that works out pretty well. Just pretty much everything about this is perfect. His face looks great. Again, he's got kind of the same eyes. He's got a bigger nose, like Luigi usually does. His mustache is actually not painted on or patched on like the other one. And it looks great. His ears are kind of forward. They kind of look like Will Smith ears, whereas Mario's were actually kind of back on his head, like that. But yeah, it looks great. The L, again, there's that. That goes up so you can see his face a little bit better. Goes back down. Something that I find a nice touch is that they gave the figure, the plush, his hair on the back there, instead of just kind of putting it on there like Mario. They put it on there quite nicely for Luigi, how it's a bit better looking. Pretty much everything about this figure's head is amazing. It looks exactly how he should in the games, and it's just pretty perfect. He's got the same kind of deal as Mario with his suspenders. On the bottom of his shoes here, he's got lighter brown, which is really cool. They didn't do that for Mario, only for Luigi. Since this figure didn't have any like wing cap or anything like that, he looks perfect. He's pretty much just standing upright. You can perfectly just set him down. You can pick him up, put him anywhere. He'll fall over eventually, but he looks really awesome. With Mario and Yoshi, it doesn't look like they put too much thought into it, but Luigi just came out perfectly. He is definitely in my top 5 favorite things that I've ever owned, and that I have in my collection. Well, let's just do a little quick size comparison. Here we have the plush, and here we have the Luigi's Mansion figure. They are almost the same size. Almost. Luigi's Mansion is a bit taller. I would absolutely recommend, if you can somehow find these guys, pick them up. I don't know really what you would look for. Just look on eBay, I guess. Mario Plush Keychains. Something like that. Mario and Luigi are definitely worth a pickup. Yoshi, maybe a pass, but that's not saying Yoshi's not a good figure. Plush, sorry. But Mario and Luigi are definitely where it's at. Especially Luigi. So yeah, these are definitely the most nostalgic things that I own. And they are great. I love them. Definitely some of the best things on my collection.